In this session, we will be working on more of the layout things. Once you do this, you will probably have a good grasp of how to do layouts. In this case, we'll be working on this section. People usually call this the hero section, but let's analyze what it's made out of. You got this yellow box around the entire content. So that is a view. And then this thing is left to right. You can see there's a left portion of it, which has essentially just two text things. And then to the right, you have an image. And the left portion of that is top down, and the right one doesn't really matter since it has a single element. Okay, so let's get around to implement that. So we are in the homepage. We'll call it homepage. Let's add a view. So let's do a view. Okay. And this is now covering up the top portion. So we want to have it leave a little bit of space. There is actually a couple of ways of doing it. So let's do it in a nicer way. We'll just add a padding in its parent. Now, again, the effect of adding padding to parent is very similar to adding margin to yourself when it comes to interacting with the parent. So this thing to be equal to the height of this bar on here, and then now you see that we don't have the overlapping anymore. And again, we'll open up Mirror to check out the effects. Okay, so we have this bar over here. We want it to be 100%. So let's make that 100%. Also, we want it to have a maximum width. So in this case, let's have it 1,200. Okay, and how does this affect everything? So if we go narrower, this is what you see. Once you go narrower, it covers the entire viewport, but we're leaving no spaces in on either side. And that is what we're going to have in here as well. That is exactly what we have in here. Okay, and then, as I said, it's going to be from left to right. So let's do that. It has a color, which is this yellowish thing. Let's make that happen. So since we're going to just be using the yellow here, we're not going to bother too much with setting up a theme color. And now we have this yellow thing here. And we'll rename this to Hero. Okay. And we'll have a view to the left, which is going to be top to bottom. That's good. We'll get rid of the background color. And then we'll also have another thing to the right. Let's call this thing, first call this thing headlines. Within that, we're going to have two text fields. The top one is the thing that says, the only book you will need to earn more. Okay, simple enough. And we want to have its color set to the same as our normal black, not the total black, the theme black. And that is going to be, again, theme black. And we'll adjust the font and make it slightly bigger, and we will have it aligned to the left. But you can see here it's not fully left aligned, and that the reason is its parent is laid out in the center, so we're gonna have that left aligned as well. And then this content is going to be learn. I'm just going to copy and paste it from somewhere. And this one is going to be somewhat larger. The color is the same. Font is again plus Jakarta Sans. Let's make it larger. And height is going to be 60. Okay, now it's going over, right? So let's make it multi-line and also left aligned. Okay, so it's now looking a lot more like what we had there, except that we don't have gaps. Okay, so we're also going to put an image to its right. So let's do that. That's going to be the image of the psychology of money. That will be uploaded. Okay, now we have this. Let's have the image height fit, so it gives me the entire thing. Width is currently 300. It doesn't look like this. The reason is that we are using fractional layouts in here. You can see that as we narrow it down, the width of this thing is 2x the width of the right. And then that's how we use fractional stuff. In this case, we'll make this thing a fractional, make it two fractionals. And this guy, let's also make it fractional, and it's one fractional. Okay, it's starting to look like it, but not totally. Mostly it's because we have missing paddings as well as we have margin issues. One way we can do this is we just have like a surrounding padding. We can do surrounding padding. So let's do 80 in padding in here. Okay, that moves things to the center. Let's see. Let me find a different image. This image has some other things contained. It has like a surrounding white space. I'll find the other image which does not have the surrounding space. Good. Okay, so that doesn't have the surrounding space. So that is good. And let's also make sure that these two are not touching each other. So let's give them a gap. Let's make it slightly larger, 180. Adding an 80 and our gap, let's make it 80. It's more like it. And also let's add in, this will be a fit. This now makes it centered. Let's give it some padding. And we'll give it a gap so those two lines don't touch each other. Okay, so that is a lot more like what we're seeing. So let's see if that looks. The height of this is, at the moment, it's fixed. So let's make it fit. Now it's kind of squeezed in, and we want space on top to the bottom as well. So let's just do a padding of 48 on it, so it on top and bottom. Okay, so this looks a lot more like what we were looking for. And if we go to here, this is the effect. If we just go back, we should see them mostly the same. We are missing a little bit of space in here. We just need a bit more space to the right. Okay, so the way we can deal with that is by adding margin to the right. So let's do that and open it up. Margin to the right, 160. Okay, that goes to there. And all right, so this is how you would configure a hero section. And what we did was basically you get a large box, you split it into left and right parts. And to the left, you have another box, which is laid out top to bottom. And to the right, you just have an image.